Welcome, everyone. I'm Craig Patterson. I'm the editor-in-chief of Retail Insider. I'm here with Lee Rivet, and we're going to do a little tour of the CF Toronto Eaton Centre located in downtown Toronto. This is a Q3 2020 tour. What we're going to do here is CF Toronto Eaton Centre has basically 4 levels that we're going to go through here.
Absolutely. So there's level 3, which is at the top, and then level 2, one layer down, level 1, getting closer to the underground path, and then the concourse.
We're going to work our way down. So we're going to start at the top of the shopping center, but at the corner of Dundas and Yonge. I did a spin around here of the corner of Yonge and Dundas.
Very, Times Square feel.
Yeah, it's got kind of it's Canada's Times Square. Yeah, got some people out here. Yonge and Dundas Square. It's a busy area. It's been busy at least since the 80s, probably even before.
Wasn't there Sam the Record Man just over here as well, or is it still there?
It's gone. Yeah, long gone. It used to be a block, a big block up north of here.
Yeah.
Beside A&A Records.
Yeah.
I'm really dating myself when I say that.
So you can see the Nordstrom sign there, and this is the main Yonge Street entrance that you're going to come in, right?
Yeah. We are going in through the Yonge Street entrance towards Dundas. It'd almost be interesting to do it before and after, because this used to be a massive, I mean, it's still massive, but this was a galleria that you could see down and up. And back when there was an Eaton's department store here, it was very, very different looking. I've seen some historical video. So we just passed H&M. It's still the largest H&M store in Canada. It's a flagship with an outdoor entrance. Then we passed Uniqlo. That was Uniqlo's first store in Canada when it opened in the fall of 2016. And then Samsung to the left there has a big store over 21,000 square feet. One of the biggest in the world. It's an experience center. There's no Samsung store in Canada even close to being as large as that one.
It's beautiful, like the center staircase. The photos I saw when it opened, stunning. So we're walking along, avoiding all these random pillars, it just seems. And then we go into Nordstrom's.
Yeah, we're going into the Nordstrom store. This store opened in September of 2016 or October. I think it was October. And 220,000 square feet or so is what the store is. And so we're just going to zip through the main floor. I don't do all the levels. But the weird thing about CF Toronto Eaton Centre is you do actually have to walk through the Nordstrom store from where we started to get to the rest of the mall on this level. So in terms of foot traffic, I think in a period of 5 months, they got over 20 million people through the main floor of the store when it opened.
Well, with such a transient traffic flow coming through here, just having a pair of glasses there on the left that we just saw, or like a whole bunch of shoes just laying around, isn't that asking for somebody to do the 5-finger discount?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know about theft in the store. I'm curious if it's an issue. Yeah.
So what is on the main floor of Nordstrom? Is it like just shoes and that's it, or what?
No. So we're looking at women's shoes here on the right. On the left, where we just kind of walked in. So there was a Nike pop-up store, which is, I don't think it's a pop-up. It's been there since 2016. Right. And women's handbags are to the left. All of the designer shops have shut down except for the Gucci concession. There's a Burberry shop and Longchamp bags, and they're going to do something with it. I'm just not quite sure yet. So as of this video, that's to be determined. And there's beauty, like cosmetics and fragrances on this floor as well. And on the right-hand side, it looks like they've got a kind of a click and collect where it's an express service. That wasn't there before. That was women's shoes before, but they kind of reconfigured parts of the main floor for COVID-19. So things have changed, obviously. So now we're heading back into CF Toronto Eaton Centre in terms of the actual shopping mall part. And it's very dramatic looking with those Galleria-type ceilings. There's Trinity Square. There's an old church out there, and you can walk out towards City Hall. Mercado Restaurant has a big presence out there as well. So
then Trattoria, that's a restaurant, right?
Yeah, that's a restaurant, yeah. And here's the Zara flagship store. It's 2 floors.
Oh, beautiful. All 28,500 square feet, eh?
Yeah, so that used to be the biggest one in Canada. Metropolis at Metrotown in Burnaby, outside of Vancouver, they're getting a new Zara store. Well, their Zara store is expanding, and it's going to be about 40,000 square feet. It's the size of a small department store.
The map just did a 90-degree turn, so you can now read all the signs as we're going through, so...
Excellent.
Don't get disorientated.
Basically, we're heading southwards along the Galleria on the 3rd floor of CF Toronto Eaton Centre. So we just passed a Hugo Boss store.
Yeah.
which is there.
And then Babaton.
Yeah, Babaton is one of Aritzia's sub-brands, which Aritzia rolled out into its own stores. So this was the first Babaton store in Canada. Now there's a few of them. I think there's 5 or 6 of them.
So what's Reese?
Yeah, Reese. Yeah, it's a UK-based fashion brand. It's not too expensive, but it's not cheap either. And
Right. There,
this
so.
used to be, was it Ann Taylor
Looks
or
like-
Loft? I can't remember.
Look like
one of
it
those
looks
two.
lofty.
Yeah, it looks lofty. Yeah, I think yeah, this is a European boutique, interesting family-owned business with it's jewelers, and they've got these little mini boutiques there. You could see. I should.
And there's the overlook shot of down the different levels down the Galleria that we just kind of panned by on the left.
Yeah, yeah. I'll
And
get a better
Indigo
shot.
Books.
Here's an Indigo store. Fun fact: that was actually a contender to be the new Apple flagship store. They were looking at
Really?
possibly taking it over. Yeah.
Wow. Well, would have had a good view. Like, look at that view.
Yeah, look at that. I pan around here because this is a very dramatic mall. It's very different than say CF Pacific Centre, which is a pretty basic mall with low ceilings,
Yeah.
and this mall here is just crazy in terms of its very dramatic. It's
An
almost an
8,200
ostentatious type.
square foot. Yeah. Here's the 8,200 square foot Lululemon.
Yeah. This used to be a J. Crew store
Mm.
that closed. So. I think the main entrance is there. You can see the hand sanitizer and whatnot. So it's one of Lululemon's bigger stores now. I think it's not the biggest, but it's up there.
And then Browns.
Yeah,
I don't see like a B2 around somewhere. So,
I think it might be downstairs. I'll have to check on
Yeah.
that. Yeah, there's a lot of brown shoes in Toronto. So
And then
I'm not
here's the
complaining. I love brown
OVO.
shoes.
right. So here's the OVO. Didn't Drake come just cruising in here with a car during
That
the
was
opening?
Yorkdale, but yeah.
Yorkdale. Okay. Wrong mall. Sorry. Vancouver kid.
This used to be Ann Taylor. Now I remember. I should know this mall. Go through
Oh.
it enough. Yeah.
Yes.
So in other words, Canada Goose could have built a bigger store, but they weren't aware that. And this lineup is for Canada Goose.
Canada Goose.
Maybe they weren't aware that Ann Taylor was going to shut down. But this Canada Goose store here, it's about 5,000 square feet, and it used to be the Apple store because Apple moved downstairs, and we'll see that in this tour as we
I was
continue
about to see it. Yeah.
down a
Maj.
level. So you'll see this in better malls in Canada. This is a Maj store. It's a French brand next to Sandro. And they're both good upper contemporary brands. Maj is for women. Sandro here has women and menswear as well. It's not cheap, but it's not quite the luxury price point. Mark Kane, a great German brand for women, has a store here. It looks like the shop was shut when I.
Well, it was early in the day. It looked like. So.
Yeah, actually, we did this tour also on a holiday, quasi-holiday. Keel's store. There used to be a Second Cup there, but it's gone.
What a beautiful crossing bridge here. I mean, I saw this and I was like, wow. I've been to this mall once, and when you go through something really fast, you don't really know. So looking at the video like this, that is so beautiful. Looking down that shot right there.
Yeah. I should have actually walked down it on this tour, but as well as you can see in the sign here, that pedway goes over Queen Street into the Hudson's Bay building, which Cadillac Fairview owns. Same landlord as CF Toronto Pacific Centre.
Yeah.
The Hudson Bay building, it's about 1 million square feet of retail, roughly. It's got a Saks Fifth Avenue department store.
Yeah.
Harry Rosen, what a great store, really Art Deco facade.
It's rather large. This one here too.
Yeah, how big is that? It's about 15,000 square feet. I'm trying to read the lease plan here.
Oop,
Oh, it just
didn't
cuts
quite
it
get
off,
there.
but I think it's around that.
Yeah. Is it just the one floor or is it 2 floors?
One floor.
One floor. Okay.
Yep. Ted Baker. Interesting store in its own right. They had a couple of years ago, the store had a flood and had to close down. And then I went to the grand reopening. I expected it to look different. And I walked in and I'm like, this is exactly the way it was when it opened in 2015, I think it was. And it was because of insurance, because the flood, they had to actually basically replicate what was there. Otherwise, the insurance company wouldn't pay for it. I'm like, okay, I get it. I used to do insurance law, but I just assumed it was going to look different. I'm like, what changed? And I'm like, actually, nothing on purpose. Cool looking store. Massimo Dutti. You'll find this in some of the better malls in Canada. It's a fashion brand for men and women owned by Inditex, which owns Zara.
And then we have Coach. That seems to be rather well received in most places.
Yeah. You'll find Coach in your better shopping centers and on your, good streets in Canada, mainly Toronto, Vancouver on the streets and some of the shopping malls.
But I didn't know that Banana Republic had a men and a women kind of segregated situation. Like this one is just the women's, right?
Yeah.
And then True Religion. Like I'm seeing that in more and more malls now.
Yeah, there's a few of them in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw one in the South African tour that I had done as well. So,
Oh,
and then we have Sephora.
Sephora. This store, I had their sales number from a few years ago, and it was well over 30 million a year. It was a very, very productive store.
Oh, almost 9,000 square.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Williams Sonoma's still open here.
Wow. Like it's closed in a lot of other places, isn't it?
Yeah.
Making cookies.
Vacant. That was a Stuart Weitzman shoe store.
Next to Michael Kors.
Somewhat
That's
recently, yeah.
still open.
Yeah, Michael Kors. That was, again, holiday. That's why it was shut here, but I believe that store is open again.
Beautiful display. These windows.
Yeah. Michael Kors has some nice menswear. Again, being a guy, I'm more focused on the menswear.
Yeah, of course.
I try to learn about ladies wear. It's good to be well rounded. Here's the old Links of London space, which shut down unfortunately last year, and this store closed in January. This will become a Joe Malone retail space.
Joe Malone.
Yeah.
Which happens to be next to a Club Monaco. That's 10,000 square feet.
Club Monaco's been here for a while. They've done like renovations and stuff. Big store, almost 11,000 square feet, and it's kind of got a mezzanine level in the back that overlooks Yonge Street. Kate Spade.
Stores are beautiful. Kate Spade, yay.
Yeah. A lot of the malls
Same
have
kind of
similar stores. If they're a better mall, all the good malls will have a Kate Spade store, right? Yeah, Macaj. Again, great Canadian brand, known for its outerwear and fashion. And a really cool smell in the stores too. So
All Saints doesn't seem to show up on any of the Cadillac Fairview mall plans.
Here's the thing: that store may have closed since I did.
Really?
Yeah, I have to find out.
But like even the Pacific Center one, it was vacant for it as well.
Yeah, I've got to get that sorted. I don't know. Aesop, this store is really cool. Aesop is an Australian skincare fragrance beauty brand that has a few stores in Canada. And it's pretty pricey. Like, what was the mouthwash? It was like $75 or something. I don't know. It's not a cheap store. The Roots store has an old car in it.
Wow.
Yeah, for some promotion or something. That's a big Roots store. That is a big Roots store.
So this is the end of this level, I think. We're back to Trinity Square.
So we're going to do level 2, and I'll explain. And again, so CF Toronto Eaton Centre is a little bit complicated in how it's set up. But so level 2 is obviously, it's below level 3. But then level 2 is at ground level when you enter from Queen Street, which we'll show in this tour here. But then it's underground as you go up to Dundas Street because CF Toronto Eaton Centre is on a bit of a hill. That's just, the way Toronto is set up.
The way it is, yeah.
Quite a few Canadian cities have that. So here we are. Look at that. It's such
beautiful.
Visually, CF Toronto Eaton Centre is just, what a mall. Like
eye candy.
Very visually stimulating. Maybe a little overstimulating, but we got
Abercrombie
Abercrombie and Fitch Kids. Amicus built this, one of our wonderful.
Innisfree. That's so pretty.
These Innisfree stores are great. This is a Korean beauty brand. I think this was the first Innisfree store I think the first one in Canada was at Yorkdale in Toronto, and then this is the second one. And I don't know if they've expanded into BC yet, but certainly the plan is to open these in major markets across the country. So Disney. So that's the Disney store. Disney's going to be rolling out some new concept stores in Canada based on a new design. There was a bit of a organizational, not a financial restructuring, but just a shift around. I think retail going under attractions or something. We'd have to get Dustin to actually talk about that. But we'll be seeing some store renovations for Disney here. And I think that actually is the old look, even though it looks quite contemporary. So zoom around here a bit. This Bath & Body Works, that's a big location for Bath & Body Works.
4,500 square feet. Wow.
Yeah.
What was this vacant little spot?
That was a store called Haight and Ashbury, like the Haight Ashbury area of San Francisco. So Haight, not HTE.
Okay.
Haight and Ashbury. It was clothing store. They shut down here, but I believe there's one I think still in Mississauga at Square One. Although shoes, I don't believe this is the only one in the mall. Although accessories.
Here's the accessories right next door.
Yeah.
But Scotch and Soda, I've never heard of them.
Yeah, fashion brand. Are they in Vancouver?
No. If they are, I totally haven't seen them. Not that I was looking for them, but
we're getting a little view of a Le Chateau store here, but this is just before they filed for bankruptcy, and all these stores will be closing. Which is kind of sad. It's an end of an era, obviously.
And then this, I
always had issues with Le Chateau.
But this Aritzia seems to be like taking up that whole Like Aritzia should be here on the lease plan, right?
Yeah, yeah. Aritzia had expanded. I'm not quite sure why the lease plan hadn't been quite updated to show that these spaces are no longer demised or separated, as does Victoria's Secret. So on the right here is Pink by Victoria's Secret. And on the left, and we will see it better on the way back, is a Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
So,
And the new
quite-
Apple store.
oh yeah, I got my new
Beautiful.
iPhone 11 here. Yeah.
Beautiful.
New Apple Store, much bigger than 13,900 square feet according to the lease plan. The old one was about 5,000 square feet, so just
Wow.
under 5,000. Yeah, so it almost tripled.
3 times the
square footage.
size. Wow. I'm looking forward to the Vancouver one wherever that shows up.
Yeah, I think Vancouver's will open first, just because they don't have to build a 1,000-foot tower above it.
Yeah.
So,
And
Jack and Jones
Jones.
store. I'm honestly not sure if that's going to be open for much longer, but
Yeah. I heard
it's
that.
there. Honey is a Toronto-based women's multi-brand retailer. It's got a few locations.
It
And I
doesn't
think
look
the woman
very.
who owns it her name is Honey. Her first name is Honey. I think.
Oh. And then we got Oakley's on the end.
Yeah, we got an Oakley store. It's a pretty good location, because we are coming up to these are the exterior doors to Queen Street. This is a Frank and Oak store which has stayed open. Frank and Oak filed for bankruptcy protection in the spring or summer. I have to check on that, but they've kept a few stores open. I think there's still 9 of the 20. Armani Exchange, Giorgio Armani sub-brand, not that expensive. There aren't that many Armani Exchange stores left in Canada, really. This was the third in the world, I think, to be actually renovated with the new look for Abercrombie and Fitch, and Amicris built it. So I got to tour this. It was pretty fun, actually, to visit.
And here's the Little Burgundy
Yeah,
store.
Little Burgundy Shoes, multi-brand retailer based in Canada. Well, shoes and bags, apparently accessories.
And this is Sayakayo.
Soya and Kyo, yeah, Montreal-based fashion brand. It was really nice stuff. Wholesaled in all kinds of retailers. Started getting into retail. So we've got this location here, and there's a couple of others in Canada as well. And I hope they're doing well, because they're nice stuff. I like that video screen.
Right next to Victoria's Secret.
Look at the
proper.
Victoria's Secret store. What a presence with that
Very-
facade. Yeah.
Yeah. Looks awesome.
Yeah, they've got that look in it there. And some of the Victoria's Secret stores in Canada have been closing. Yorkdale has shut. I'm very curious who's going to take that space.
Wow.
'Cause,
I didn't know Yorkdale closed.
yeah, very
They got
prominent
Swarovski.
location here. Swarovski, again, you'll find these near better malls and on Bloor Street. Is there a Swarovski on Robson Street in Vancouver?
Yes, there is. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
It's right next to the David's Tea
Oh,
in La Sutan.
Jeez.
And here's the Wilfred that you were talking about.
Yeah, Wilfred, Aritzia sub-brand. Yeah, 5,244 square feet. That's huge.
Yeah.
And again, this is just one brand that used to be in Aritzia stores. I mean, it's still in Aritzia stores, I'm assuming.
But what's this
Toronto.
Johnson and Murphy? I've never heard of them.
Yeah, American footwear. Just known for being, moderately casual and some dressy, the price range, maybe $120 to $170 for a pair of shoes. Do they do women's shoes? They do men's for sure, but Ray-Ban. So this is the first Ray-Ban store in Canada. We covered it in Retail Insider.
Nice.
Yeah, Laline is it's based in Israel,
Israel.
known for its skincare, and has expanded. I think they're just in Ontario still. Probably about 10 stores, and they're going to be doing more. But
Yeah.
Laderac, again, first one in Canada, chocolate store. They actually had cow herders come in during the opening, and the family came in from Switzerland who own it, and because this is their first store, I think, in North America.
Oh.
And it's currently the only one, I think. Well, there's one in New York City, but I should say in Canada, there's only this one
Back
here.
up
So
in the
Fossil
window
still
there.
has a store
Ooh,
here.
Fossil. Yeah.
Fossil closed on Bloor Street near where I live.
But
which
look
is
at
a shame.
like Dynamite is vacant in the plan.
Interesting, yeah. I don't know what happened there, but Dynamite did file for bankruptcy protection, but is planning on being a going concern. So we'll find out. I'm going to
Call
pop back
it
into the mall pretty
Spring.
soon. Call it Spring, yeah. Owned by Aldo.
And then Avita, which I used to use all their hair product while I had hair.
Yeah, well, yeah, and so Aveda, interesting. I think Chavello Group ran the Canadian stores, and recently Estee Lauder, which is also opening the Joe Malone store upstairs at the CF Toronto Eaton Centre. So Estee Lauder actually took these back. They're now running these stores themselves after, I think, 25 years of having that other company running the Aveda stores.
I did not know that.
So
And then most importantly, we have a Danish store coming around the corner.
Danish pastry house. So this business has been expanding into shopping centers throughout Toronto. Really delicious stuff. Oh, geez. If you're on a diet, don't go there.
Don't go.
Nature Collection.
Yeah.
Used to be called this. So this store was called the Face Shop until recently. It may have even been a Fruits and Passions location before, based out of Quebec. But what happened was a Korean group called the Face Shop had bought Fruits and Passion in Canada and had rebranded the store. So this was the Face Shop. Now it's Nature Collection. They carry Avon products in there, and we recently reported that Avon is starting to open its own standalone retail spaces. Lintoval. So this is a Montreal-based footwear retailer. Really interesting stuff. My God, 80% off.
80%. Ooh.
That's incredible. And they have a men's line as well. It was started off as a women's footwear brand, and they've got men's stuff too. So I've got a great pair of sneakers from there. These really funky black ones that I bought online.
And then Free People. We have one at Park Royal in Vancouver as well.
Yeah. They are it's owned by Anthropology. That's a big
5,500 square feet. Huge.
Yeah, that's a big store. Yeah.
That's big windows. Wow.
Yeah, I hope they're doing okay. Tumi's really expanded across the country in terms of malls. I remember when there was like one of them.
Hey, what's Torrid? I've never heard of Torrid before.
Yeah, Torrid is women's plus-sized fashion. It's a U.S.-based retailer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I interviewed the former CEO a few years ago. I lived in Edmonton, and I remember doing an interview with her. David's Tea,
speaking of teas.
I believe is staying open there.
Yeah.
Again,
then we have the Ever New from Melbourne.
Yeah. Australian women's fashion brand has expanded into the Toronto market. It started in Vancouver, I think in like 2014 or so. La Vie en Rose, underwear and lingerie for women. I think they've got some men's underwear, but I doubt many men go in there. Sage Natural Wellness, Vancouver-based brand.
And then Virgin Mobile, followed by Lens Crafters.
I got my old cell phone at that very Virgin Mobile with Devin. Who was doing for us.
Your first Virgin Mobile.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Lens Crafters. That's a pretty big Lens Crafters, yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. And then, okay, what's this? I've never seen a Blue Marine & Co. before.
I'm gonna confess I have no idea.
Okay. Well, hello. Welcome to the store.
Yeah.
Yay.
I actually have never been in there. I don't know anything about it other than it appears to have clothing in the window.
Yay.
Yeah.
Lush. Looks good.
Lush fragrance.
And bubble tea. I want Toro right now.
Look at those seats. What a cool space.
Wow.
This is the entrance to the subway, which is usually, before COVID-19, it would be so busy here at like almost any time that I would have had trouble actually walking through here because of the crowds of people just coming in and then going up the escalators. So you can see that the foot traffic patterns because of COVID-19 have really, really impacted downtown Toronto. Because again, I mean, I live in downtown Toronto. I would say this has always been super, super busy. And, this is surprisingly busy given it's the middle of a pandemic that we're watching here. But the foot traffic here isn't as busy.
We're right below where you came in right at the beginning of the video. Right? This is the H&M. That was that large flagship that you were talking about.
Yep. That H&M store has, I think, 3 levels. Sometimes you get confused in CF Toronto Eaton Centre.
Yeah. So much of it, right?
It's kind of a multi-level labyrinth. But yeah, I believe it's 3 levels because it doesn't go into the food court basement unless they've got storage down there, but not retail. So yeah, this is the big H&M store. So we're flipping that map over. Excellent.
And then we're going from level 2. We're going down to level 1.
Yeah, we're going down to level 1. Okay, so yeah, we took the escalators down. Here we are on the map. Let's do it. So I was just zipping around that. So People's Jewelers.
Yep. Latitudes.
Yeah. Hair salon.
Which is vacant on the floor plan.
I think they filed.
That's probably.
I find out about that. I believe I read that.
Steve Madden.
Yeah. American footwear retailer. I'll tell you a little bit more about them in a minute because they have another store that doesn't say Steve Madden on it, but they own it.
Well, there's 2 vacant stores coming up, so.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I don't remember what that one was. That
says
vacant, but it's garage.
Vacant? Something going on with the garage?
Well, it's owned by Group Dynamite, which did file for bankruptcy protection. With the lease plan, it says vacant.
B2.
I love Brown Shoes as a company. This is B2, their subline, but it's not like cheaper. It's just slightly different position.
Here's the vacant Microsoft store.
Yep. So Microsoft has shut its stores globally, including this one here at CF Toronto Eaton
Can
Centre.
you tell me about TNA? Because I've never seen it before.
Yeah, so TNA is yet another sub-brand of Aritzia. So, yeah, and TNA was the first brand I think that Aritzia spun off into its own stores.
It does not inspire me. Well, other than the guy with like a white lab coat, like every other Aritzia has. Like I would not have guessed that was an Aritzia brand.
Yeah,
5,000.
guess what store this is? No.
Yeah, 5,000 square foot, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
High ceilings. Wow. And then Mac.
Mac Cosmetics, yeah. Founded in Toronto, now owned by Estee Lauder. I panned around here just to show you the dramatic CF Toronto Eaton Centre ceilings. This store, which is currently an Urban Planet,
12,000 square feet. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
that was Forever 21.
Oh,
Yep. And really, they didn't do a huge renovation to it. They basically just put some new fixtures in and put the Urban Planet merchandise in
And
there. So
new lipstick and it's good to go. Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully that really works.
Licenza.
Licenza's still open here. Yeah, I'm not sure what the future of Licenza is, just as a retailer generally. But as of this walking tour, it was open. Yeah. So we'll
I'm
see.
hoping to
where-
do
where
these
that
every
goes.
quarter. So hopefully we'll see differences.
Yeah, totally. American
is.
Eagle, which has been quite successful through the pandemic, casual wear and whatnot. So I think it was actually had been struggling for a little bit and even saw a sales boost because it's
Have a casually kind of
get some
brand.
stuff that you can wear just for like
At
working
home.
from home and whatnot.
And then we've got what? Foot Locker? Foot Action?
Yeah, Foot Action. Here we go.
What is
So-
that?
Yeah, this is interesting. This was the first one in Canada. So on the map, it's showing about 10,000 square feet. What they've done is they divided it up into little boutiques. So it's owned by Foot Locker,
Right?
and it's got a lot of sneaker and sportswear in it. But it's got a collection of little boutiques. And the one that we just walked by, I think, was Adidas. It was just blurry, so I was having trouble. And then there's a Kicks Lounge. I think they
Lounge,
actually
what's
changed that
that?
from when they opened it. But they had another.
Well,
one
what
there.
is Airy? So that's
Airy-
4,200 square feet.
Yeah,
No idea
that's
what it is.
a youthful division of American Eagle. Well, I
But
guess
look at the store signage there. Like, I mean, how do you get Airy out of that sign?
Yeah, it's sort of obvious when you. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. It looks like a lasso.
it kind of does. Yeah.
So we got
Rogers Plus.
Rogers, Source, and then a bunch of weird stuff.
Yeah. So what this was, it's kind of sad. This was basically a food hall. See where it says Market Restaurants?
Yeah.
This was Rich Tree is what it was called. 17,000 square feet. Huge.
Yeah.
Well, the last time I ate there was when Saks Fifth Avenue opened, and honestly, I didn't find the food there to be amazing. At
Yeah.
Rich Tree generally. So
what is that tunnel of love going all the way down there? Like, where's that
Yes.
exit?
So this tunnel, again, we're on level 1. This would go to the subway station,
Right.
Queen Street subway station.
We've got a cell repair with GNC is still open.
Yeah, GNC supplements. They're closing a lot of stores, but not this one here at the moment, apparently. Shoppers Drug Mart. There's also a big Shoppers Drug Mart across the street from here on the street where a Hard Rock Cafe used to be.
Hmm. This
So-
is a very big Shoppers, 13,000 square feet.
Yeah, well, it has a great presence in the mall in terms of, the frontage in the mall is really quite extensive.
Yeah,
as we
looks
go
great
along.
though.
Like we're
Lots of
talking
vehicles.
like 8 and 8, 16. It's almost got 200-foot frontage.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, over 150, I should say. I think I
Good math.
overestimated that, but it's that's a really big frontage.
then we have Soft Mock.
Soft Mock. Hey, little kid.
Yeah.
Go see your dad. Yeah, Soft Mock, Canadian retailer for footwear. I think known for comfort footwear.
Ooh, and then what's this? Vacant.
Vacant space. I don't remember what was in there, to be honest.
Come on, Mr. Expert. Canadian naturalist? Really?
Canadian naturalist. I think it's a nudist store. No, it's actually I don't.
Yeah, that's why they have toques in the front. Yeah.
It's like anti-nude. I don't know. It's not. I think it's been there for a while. I actually don't know what Canadian naturalist is. It just looks like it's sort of like Canadiana products. I haven't gone in there. It looks like something that would be great for tourists, and it looks like
Yeah,
a nice
yeah.
store. It's just I wouldn't be the target demographic. So here's Mini. So, well, they say they're a Japanese retailer. They're a Chinese variety retailer. They have fairly inexpensive stuff. Lots of controversy around Mini. So unfortunately in Canada, I actually went to a protest that they held on Queen Street.
Wow.
I think it was in September. The franchisees
And they have
lids,
lids.
kind
Yeah.
of sportswear hats, whatnot.
Yeah.
It's
And
funny
then
they call it Fido
Fido.
kiosk. I'm like, it's an inline space, but okay, we'll call it a kiosk.
And then you have Foot Locker.
Yeah, so Foot Locker, yeah. I don't know if this is going to actually stay open because there was a Michael Jordan store called 306 Yonge Street, just about a block north of here.
Yeah.
They're turning that into a Foot Locker flagship, so I don't know if this Foot Locker is going to stay open. We'll find out
Well,
pretty soon because that store, that flagship, should be opening any day now. I think the Body Shop.
Body Shop.
They get some great spaces. That's another corner space for them. So good on them.
Well, it's spring is still again.
Yeah. I hope it's still open. I mean, again, some of these stores were closed for a holiday, but Call It Spring is owned by Aldo. Oh, so this is actually, I think that might have been that was a currency exchange, but now Under Armour's expanding into that space. So this is the first standalone full-priced Under Armour store in Canada. And I covered the opening. I went in there, and it was about almost 3,100 square feet. So, they are expanding that store a little bit here. So, and actually, they're expanding it a lot less than I thought, looking at this lease plan, because I only knew it as having walked by there.
Is it good to be right next to a Nike store?
Yeah, it's a clustering of fitness brands, these super brands. It's brilliant. If I was them, I'd totally locate next to a competitor because you're going to have people. There's fans of
Like-minded
fans
people.
of Under Armour. You might get them to cross over.
That's
Levi's,
quite the
same thing,
storefront.
direct to consumer. Levi's would be at your local Bay and your Mark's Work warehouse. Now you go to the standalone Levi's store at your local mall. That's really where it's going now. Skechers. It's almost the same thing with Skechers, but they've been direct to consumer for a long time too, in terms of having their own stores.
Reitman's.
I think
Beautiful
this is sort of
storefront.
newer concept renovation for this location. I think with the facade and whatnot. Weird thing, but I should have gotten a better look at the Eddie Bauer store. But U.S. based retailer Eddie Bauer.
Big Gap, 15,000 square feet.
The Gap has certainly been closing some stores across Canada, but even before COVID. So hopefully this one will stay open. But for sure, we're going to see some more close, I think, including near where I live here too. And here's a Hollister store. Hollister is owned by Abercrombie and Fitch.
Ooh. Yes, I was wondering what the difference between the two is because they seem the same, and now that makes sense. Zumiez.
They've been kind of shutting some stores in Canada. Casual wear. If I had kids, they'd be shopping there probably.
Yeah, and then you got the J Shop.
You got it. Toronto Blue Jays.
Get a touchdown.
Journeys. I'm way too old to shop there, but kind of skateboard wear fashion for young.
And then an empty store. Looks
Empty
like
store.
a Le Chateau, it almost looks like.
This would have been...
Oh, or not. Wow. So
I
interesting.
don't remember. Dynamite, I think.
Beautiful.
It might have been an old Dynamite store, yeah.
Here's your
RW.
Bentley
I can't
store.
remember.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, RW & Co.
Oh, good. Okay, so it's an old RW. Bentley Leathers, I mean, they've closed a lot of stores, but they went through a restructuring in late 2019, and hopefully they're going to do well in the future here.
Got Hot Topic.
Yeah, Hot Topic. So they actually own Torrid, a plus-size women's wear store we're talking about. So Torrid's owned by but Hot Topic is kind of, it's a weird variety store. They got all kinds of kitschy stuff, and another Aldo shoe store. There's what, 3 in the mall, I guess?
Yeah.
Yves Rocher, yeah, I don't know if they have those out in BC.
No.
Kind of skincare, fragrance, body. So this is the lowest level of H&M of the 3 levels. And
this is their vault where they store all their, cash out.
well, maybe, I don't know.
In the basement.
And pretty big old baby store here. About 24,000 square feet.
Wow. I was just reading that, yeah.
Yeah, I got some good athletic tees there. It's a convenient store to have. Well, sort of convenient. But it used to be busy with pretty long lineups, which may have changed more recently. Still at Old Navy. That's a big.
Still the Old Navy. Hey, Laco Sac.
Laco Sac. No idea what that is, to be honest.
Looks like a Bentley leather knockoff.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's a pop-up. I have no idea. EB Games or EBX.
And then we went down to the Concourse.
Yeah, so this is a fast end of the tour because there isn't much down there, especially given COVID. So let's go to what is mostly the food court. So there's a Sport Check store there. It's not is it called I think it's called a hero store for Sport Check. It's not as big as a flagship, but it's not like a tiny one either. So they wanted to open a flagship. It was just hard to get the space at CF Toronto Eaton Centre, despite the mall being huge. But
Yeah.
there's been a lot of demand for space there. But pretty good presence in terms of look how long that facade is. Well, apparently it's
It's
132
huge.
feet according to the lease plan. Also, a couple shootings down there in years past, unfortunately. But it's just the nature of downtown.
We're just going to move
Toronto.
on
But
from that. Yeah.
this would have been a vibrant seating area. Like to the right there, that would have been tables and chairs, areas you can go and sit and eat. I used to get some nice Chinese food down here, type of thing.
Yeah.
Really get anything you want, but you can see the vendors are here, and they've done a great job with the renovation and whatnot. But it's just not looking amazing because again, most of these things are
There's a
shut down, so there
cozy-
were a few
a
people
cozy-
down there wandering around, and some of the food vendors were open. So in Ontario, these food service businesses, in terms of in premises dining, can't happen till at least mid-December, and we'll see. I mean,
Wow.
as of this recording, we're seeing record-breaking COVID numbers in Ontario, unfortunately, like over 1,400
BC
a
as
day.
well. Yeah.
A few places in the country there's having this issue right now. So but yeah, here's some of the food vendors, and I really like what they've done in terms of renovating the branding of these food vendors.
Like this real Indian food. That's a beautiful facade there.
Yeah. Oh, I think they've done a great job with
This whole,
the
like these three here that we're just walking by, beautiful.
Yeah. No, they've done a really good high quality look here. We'll be coming up to I remember there's a McDonald's up here, but a KFC.
Bourbon Street Grill.
Oh yeah, Bourbon Street Grill. Teriyaki restaurant coming up here. And again, normally this would be full of seats and people, and those are like bar seating on the left there. They have like, I think, benches like you could sit
Yeah.
on and eat at like a bar area, and then they have a dining area to the right here, which has been all blocked off too. Again, I don't know when in-person dining is going to come back, or
Yeah.
in what do you call it? In location on-site dining?
On-site dining, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, supposedly December, but again, I mean,
Yeah.
it was supposed to have been
Yeah.
November 13th or 14th, and then they extended it.
So wasn't Cadillac Fairview putting together like some kind of app that lets these guys do takeout service too?
Yes. Yeah, I haven't downloaded that app yet. Maybe I should, just for fun. But
So are like all of these vendors now on the app for takeout, or is it just select ones, or how does that work?
I don't know. I'd have to check that out.
Hmm.
I don't know if it would be all of them. I'm sure it'd be whoever cooperated, but you'd really hope that, brands did, sign on to that if they want to make sales. And hopefully people do, download that app and actually utilize it. So, I think it's going to be really important to support businesses, everywhere, but, to support small businesses, support your local business, etc. I think it's going to be really, really critical, especially if people aren't dining in. And I know more people are buying groceries and cooking at home. And, it'd be really a shame, if we lost most of our restaurants in 2021 because, and it could happen.
Well, thanks for going through the Eaton Centre with me. This is our first tour. And and I've never been through all of the different floors to this detail. So thanks for taking me through and answering my questions, Craig.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching this. If you've made it to this point, that was CF Toronto Eaton Centre in the fall of 2020 during a pandemic.
Well, thanks again for everyone listening. And just a gentle reminder, we do have an email newsletter that you can subscribe to that goes out every weekday morning. And it has a link to the Canadian news from around the web that we've curated from the previous day, as well as links to our recently published articles exclusive to Retail Insider. If you go to our website, retail-insider.com, you can find the subscribe area towards the bottom of our main page, and then you can get that email into your inbox every morning. So thanks everyone for listening, and we'll have more of these coming ahead.
You betcha. We'll be touring all around the country here.
Bye, everyone.